the gaps we're having when it's about participation, and then this balance.
I chose to focus as much as I could on the children, because the children are the future.
As children, we are missing to be heard by our governments, by our decision makers, by these negotiators here. Basically, we need to have a place in the table.
Kind of broader kind of policy issues as well.
Hi, I'm Selma. I'm a climate justice activist. So I work with like the other things that we have to do action. We have to take an action.
Our communities have been already affected by the climate change. So my community was affected, and my country in general. In 2019, we suffered very serious fires in the Amazon forest. So that was why basically I started. I saw the fire, and that was simply amazing. And the question is that some months ago, in fact, the fires were not happening just in the Amazon, but in my own town, in my own cities.
Very difficult job these days. He is the lead negotiator.
Jobs and skill level, with a special focus on the early warning systems to mitigate climate-related health risks. We call upon in this spirit to eagerly anticipate the launch of the Baku COP presidencies.
I think a lot of the time, young people with anger and disappointment, it's kind of seen as a negative thing, but I think it's the moral sort of compass telling you that there's an injustice, and what matters is how you channel that into action. And there's a really big privilege in being able to channel that into action, because it means that you have the means to be empowered, you have the community that allows you to support you to be able to take action. So I mean, as much as there is anger and disappointment, I think a lot of young people have a very clear vision.
Like, okay, so I need to learn more about climate change and how, about the know more around. So I was also working around children's.
Also put children at the center of the climate agenda.
Someone else wants to share?
We know that there is money somewhere there that could be allocated for the vulnerable communities, so we can better adapt and mitigate, and we could save the lives of our loved ones and our children in the future.
We are simply not doing good enough for children in this world. We are failing children. And within the current portfolio, we should be able to dramatically increase the proportion of climate finance focusing on children. So our ask is, we want more children and youth participating in the negotiations. We want policies that address their needs, and we want these policies to be funded by the international community.
In the opening plenary, this shows deep cuts into the democratic and open structure.
We're committed to holding leaders accountable and pushing for real progress.